You are watching Xirtus.
And speaking of like glyphs coding, just to loop back to language, were there not Greek characters on the Roswell wreckage? Am I did I make that up, or is that
I mean,
just
I don't
because
have the pictures.
I mean,
I mean,
there were multiple UFO crashes that were reported allegedly that they had like runes on it, and these runes could be translated into some kind of binary code, and it said like "We are future humans," like or something of that nature.
Sure.
One crashed in England, I think, and was like crashed near a military base, discovered by a dude on patrol. I don't know. I know a bunch of these like UFO stories because I just went down like deep rabbit holes. Like,
Do you have one of them saying like a language that was familiar? You're saying like human languages that were like kind of like the Georgia Guidestone languages, just a grab bag of famous ones that humans know.
If they were real UFOs, they would have all had Sanskrit on them.
Yeah,
Just
right.
saying.
That's the way it has to be.
all the smarter UFO dudes that
Like,
I
this is
listen
not a
to,
Vimana.
all the smarter ones are always like, yeah, most of these UFOs we see are man-made. They're all we made that shit. Like
yeah, what are they
Right.
called? ARVs or something?
UAP.
UAPs.
No, the ones that are designated as made by men are like either ARVs or AARVs.
Oh, okay.
It stands for like artificial recreation or something vehicle. Or
ARV reproduction vehicle.
reproduction, alien
Oh,
reproduction.
Alien
yeah,
reproduction.
I was thinking about like that's what guys like.
Good band name.
Who is that nerd guy that got his like?
Yeah,
like
right.
that got his credentials erased by the government because he tried to like be a whistleblower?
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar, yeah. So he made those ARVs, a lot of them, or supposedly, like that's what he was. That's what he was trying
Working
to
on?
claim.
I tend to like follow Jeremy Reese's interpretation of that, which is that Lazar's been allowed to know slightly more than he should on purpose to kind of
Yeah.
disclose that stuff exists to the public,
Right.
but that in general he's kind of riding on the curtails of other research that's really legitimate. There's lots of actual things that are happening. Like Jeremy Reese has actually kind of shown every example of, we've done like huge episodes where they have planes with lasers at the edge of the plane to destroy the oxygen right in front of the plane so that it creates a vacuum that pulls the plane into the vacuum without any wind resistance.
Right.
And UAPs that use ionic breeze from multiple layered graphenic multipolar magnetic substrates.
Yeah,
Right, so that you can XYZ move them up, down, forward, backward.
I mean, the ones that look like crafts were never really weird to me. It's the ones that look like floating sacred geometry and like vaguely translucent orbs or something. That shit is so freaky. If it's like, oh, that kind of looks like a Merkaba, dude. Like just a floating.
Apparently, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, what were you saying?
Oh, just apparently the orb is like a space-time vacuum that allows them to not be bound by conventional physics or whatever. So it's like a bubble that's like separate from space-time. That's why it's like transmedium. It could go through air and water seamlessly.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like I know UFOs must be such an exasperating topic to talk about because like it's really covered extensively on the internet and shit, and there's so much fake stuff out there. But there's
Well, that's
too
why
much weird stuff.
it's
out
good
there.
to bring it up because I feel like alien scientists. I don't know if you follow, but yeah, Jeremy Reese, alien scientist, definitely the most trustworthy source and the most verifiable source on all of this stuff. Actual research, definitely. If you want to like go to the source of investigative journalism, you can actually see not only
Damn, 14 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I've been in the game, yeah.
Yeah, he knows what's up. I would definitely say like you got to follow alien scientist. He knows what's going on, and he does the tests too. I would say also, if you follow with real scientists, Bernie's probably in here somewhere. I don't know if he is or not, but he sent me a video earlier today. We should call him up to talk about it with Jeremiah the technician, who also does actual experiments creating ionic lift vehicles, which is pretty easy to do, right? Like, 'cause all you have to do is get like a pool table rack and you electrocute it, and then you create enough magnetic force from the pushing down of the ions flowing on either side of the metal that it rises, right? So you can do that just by connecting it with a wire to a metal rack. But the idea of producing enough force by having an ionic field, that's what Tesla did by just charging a room that had high voltage. Was it high voltage and low ampage, or is it vice versa? I forget. But he has a room that's super high energy charge that you can walk around in. You could pick up a light bulb and the light bulb would light up. And he's like, look, alternating current is far safer than direct current because then it's channeled in such a way that you can use it. So that's kind of the idea, is you'd have alternating current that could be,
a source of infinite energy, essentially. Yo, Andreas, I got a question. I mean, well, first I wanna say it's funny how we go from talking about like accents to sound to light and sound to UFOs, because like it's a funny.
Isn't it weirdly connected? Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I also want to ask, like, do you think, like, when it comes to Japanese media, like their cartoons and shit, like, do you think I think most of it really is subtly referencing like occult stuff, like esoteric shit, you know, like when it comes to
it used to be more
aliens and
blatant.
spirits? Yeah,
I feel like since 2007, it's kind of a bummer because like they tried to like clean up their act or something. They're like, uh-oh, we made our culture too interesting. People are having too much fun. I don't know if I'm being too cynical, but Japan got pretty serious, I feel like, after 2007. They're like, okay, we better get back to work, have a bunch of babies, and like, good on them. You know, like they really should be doing that.
That's what slice of life is for. You know, like those stories about like no magical creatures, no spirit powers or anything. It's literally just like Japanese high school drama. That's literally, I think, made to induce like this idea of appreciating day-to-day relationships and social interactions, like romance, because there is beauty in that. And that's the only, you can't, like, take America, for example. We're so like atomized and isolated from each other emotionally. You can't fix that through like programs and incentivizations, like giving people money to have babies. That's not going to work.